Hey everybody, it's the Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan, and this episode of the Typical Manga Review is going to be about Bleach, Chapter 639, Baby Hold Your Hand 2. And in this chapter, we start off with Kuroshitsuji having just surgery to his own arm after an attack by Pernita, just to pretty much preserve and save it. Though he himself was kind of commenting that he did a bit of a hack job because he hasn't done that in a while.
Yeah, well, what can you do, right?
Yep. You don't use it, you lose it. And on that note, the Pernita decides that this means that he's getting flustered and getting nervous, so he puts on the attack. And apparently the little finger that Kuroshitsuji chopped off earlier becomes another left arm of the Soul King and attacks. But Kuroshitsuji has some thing, I don't know what that is actually, that blocks the attack and pushes it away. While he laments that he can't just chop it up into pieces and take it away now. And Pernita starts ripping off more fingers. This time he gives Kuroshitsuji the middle finger. And
yeah.
And apparently seems to be pouring blood into his own eye. And complaining about how it hurts. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, that was a little disturbing to look at. And
then here's
so, oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Kuroshitsuji's starting his exposition.
Yeah, which opens with a whole panel of flashback for no reason, where he read when he was younger that the Soul King's right arm controls stillness and the left arm advancement. But he doesn't really trust anything from books until he has a chance to see it for himself.
Okay, then what was the point of? Oh my gosh.
Well, it still tells him what's out there. It just gives him a chance to. He just means, okay, the book says this. Let's see if it's true.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, I feel like this is something that you may have noted in hindsight, but this kind of type of information isn't really needed until the battle. After the battle, because the right hand isn't here, so it doesn't.
Well, he is excited because he did get to see the right hand before.
So, if the right hand is stillness, is that why Ukitake was always,
that would make sense.
What do we why he was never
why he was never cured, but always kind of perpetually sick.
Yeah. Stillness, it stopped him in time. It prevented him from it stopped the disease from progressing further.
Yeah, but still left him with where he was. And meanwhile, as three Pernita hands start rising, one of them giving a little rock on symbol. Yeah. Kuroshitsuji makes what may end up being a fatal blunder. He unleashes his Bankai first.
Yeah.
And you know what? Right here is kind of one of the issues I have with the official translation, at least the Viz translation. I don't mind the fact that they refer to his Bankai by its Japanese name, like Kanjiki Ashishogi Jizo. But they go on to say what is it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 times in the course of 4 pages. In the course of the dialogue, by its full name each time, which doesn't really roll off very well with an English language. It's the one thing with this here is that the Viz translation is very jargon heavy. For example, they don't call him the Soul King; they call him Rayo.
Yeah. I don't see. The thing is, though, it also translates to the anime, especially when they do the dub. I know that Kuroshitsuji does say the whole damn thing in the dub.
And like he said, it's all in how it's done on here. It's how it's presented. In this case, it's just, I don't know. And like I said, the Bankai name doesn't bug me too much, actually, because it is the proper name of the thing. Yeah. It's just, indicative of, what games to get there.
I think the Ryu does, needs to be, the Soul King. Because I think even in the anime, they do call him the Soul King. And also, Soul King just makes more... the problem is... I
wonder what Viz did the very first time this got brought up.
I remember correctly, they also say they use the word spiritual pressure instead of whatever the hell they were to use in the Japanese manga. I feel there's a balance that needs to be taking place, but yeah, I do think him saying the whole gosh damn thing is a little lazy. They should have just translated that,
or at least shorten it.
Yeah, shorten it.
Then again, names are important in Bleach. Well,
yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. That was the whole thing with Yumichika. Yeah, Yumichika. There you go.
Yumichika, Hachibe, and even Zangetsu.
Yeah, so they might have to say the whole thing, or they might have to translate it.
When they call it out, that's fine. I'm just talking about in the course of normal dialogue.
Oh yeah. I guess it's what Viz is doing. So
yeah. Anyway, the the peanut gallery freaks because they think this means he's going to be unleashing his big old poison attack. But this looks like, over time apparently Kurosuchi has decided to alter his Bankai, and instead we get a gigantic baby.
I'm not really surprised. This is a little disturbing.
A little?
Actually, no, very disturbing.
Kurosuchi's a sick SOB. Anyway, like the whole thing is like the full name is Konjiki Ashisogi Jizo Matai Fukuin Shotai, which the last part translates as demonic recumbent womb.
Yeah, he has I think he has issues. Pretty obvious though.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's ever been any question about that.
I think this is like the culmination of everything, like into one scene, because I don't know. He's weird.
Actually, here, let me just read to you exactly how Kurosuchi explains this in the Viz version. You can kind of see what I'm talking about earlier. Okay. Matai Fukuin Shotai is a variant of Konjiki Ashisogi Jizo. I created by modifying Konjiki Ashisogi Jizo. Its ability is giving birth to a new Ashisogi Jizo based on information I gathered during combat.
Yeah.
I mean, and then this Ashisogi Jizo's nerves are on the surface of its body, so coming into contact with the ground or even the air sends excruciating pain across his body. But let's set that aside for now. What's important is, and then he kind of goes on to how the body surface's nerves are divided into thousands upon thousands of layers.
Yeah, I have to say, a pregnant baby is just disturbing in every respect. Yeah, let's move on.
Credit where it's due. At least Kubo knows how to make Kurosuchi a sick SOB.
Yeah, he's freaking disturbing as hell.
Yes. And at this point, the baby that's born from the baby eats the hand. The DL3
baby born from a baby. What? He eats the. Oh yeah, the baby being born from a baby is just.
Yeah.
And the fact that his nerves are all over his skin, and the fact that he's screaming in pain, is just. Am I reading a horror manga here?
Well, with Kurosuchi around, yes, you are.
It's just like this is such a. It doesn't scare me, but it's just like creeps me out. Like in a very like.
If nothing else does, Kurosuchi's face on that last page.
Yeah. Well, actually, what really makes it really weird is the baby's skin peeling off. I mean. Oh yeah,
there's that too.
Yeah, that distracts me more. So it's screaming, and then it eats the freaking hand.
And the chapter ends with Nemu watching from afar. And next week we'll see how Bernita gets out of this, because, like I said, he exposes Bankai first. He is a dead man.
Even says on the left, or is it? Or has it? Like, what does it say on the left? Like
nothing. They don't put anything on the end of the official Viz version. Not in the online Jump version. It just says to be continued.
Oh, it's because it says. Okay, this is what it says. Having swallowed his opponent, it would seem the battle is decided. ... Or has it?
Yeah.
So he's basically shoving in front of our faces like, no, this is not the end. He's not even doing the.
Well, I don't know if Kubo has responsibility for that part of it. I don't know if that's like the editors, like the people in charge of the magazine to put that in, or I don't know.
Well, even then, though, it's like... It's so obvious, it's so predictable that this is not the end. And also the entire time, he uses the Bankai and attacks the hand just stands there. It doesn't try to move, It's like it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're waiting for their turn to attack. Okay? There's no turn-based fighting here. Just move when he's talking, or move when whatever. It's just
Well, to be fair, standing there while the other guy explains what's going on is not an unusual thing. So I'm inclined to at least, if not forgive it, then just pass it. I mean, just ignore it. But
because Kubo does it all the time. That's why.
No, not Kubo. Just shonen series in general.
I think Kubo makes it a lot more. It's a lot more. In front of your face than it is with the other manga, because
just the fact that you're using the Bankai name 5 times in 2 panels.
I think the reason why some of the other shonen anime manga get away with it is because while they do stand while they're talking, they after they finish talking, then they continue fighting and jumping around and doing crazy. Yeah. With Bleach, they do the talking and then one attacks while the other's still standing, and then he waits, and after he gets struck, then he gets up and he's like, well, that didn't affect me at all.
I don't hear. I mean, Pernita does kind of stay still while he's talking, but as soon as the alien baby thing appears, it does pretty much attack right away.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. It barely moves though. I feel like the moment the baby attacked, it was futile. But But I feel like what I'm saying is like I feel like he should at least I feel like there should have been at least a little tiny sequence before he got eaten. Like maybe he jumps around, hits the baby, doesn't work, tries another attack, doesn't work, and then the baby eats him finally. You know, like it feels like he was just moving like 5 inches before he got eaten. Whereas I felt like maybe he could have just like maybe done a little like throw a few blows to see if he can try to stop the baby, and then the baby finishes him off.
Yeah, but this isn't the last 4 pages of the chapter. I mean, if he were to do that, he would have had to stall for time with some kind of cliffhanger page and then do all that.
I'm not saying
complain about.
I'm saying compress that in. I'm saying put that in, compress it. You know.
I don't know how easy that would be to do in this case.
Easy. Shorten some of the panels. Like some of the panels are huge. Just take some of the panels out and put some of it in. Like
I've done nothing else. Like the 1 page of Kurojuchi reading a book in his past with his nicely combed hair.
Yeah. Even okay. So like from page 17, right? The panels. Each of the panels are really huge. You can cut each of the size by like half. Add 2 panels in. Then the next page you have 3 huge ass panels. Cut the top and bottom portion in half again, and then you have 2 extra panels right there. You can add 4 different attacks in that. Like each panel can be 1 attack. You know.
True.
He doesn't have to like unlike an anime, you don't have to transition every panel. Like a panel could be one guy jumping here, and another panel could be him jumping over there. Like our minds can fill in the blanks. You know. So it's just like if he's not he needs. I feel like he should have compressed it a little more with the fighting. You know. With a little more blows, with some more blows. And the thing is, though, like in the end, though, like it finishes off in such a way that it's kind of like it's the end. But everyone who knows, like, no, it's not, right? And whether the editor or Kubo himself wrote it, it's like, or has it? It's like, oh, yeah. See, that's the thing, though. Like,
just using those words by itself already tells you, even if it wasn't predictable.
The what? Using the what?
Just even the phrase makes it happen. Or is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like whether it's Kubo or his editors who put that in there, it's really in your face about it. So it's just I feel like sometimes we should be surprised in the sense that not surprised that he gets up, but surprised that was all it took to beat him or at least capture him. Because even something like that could actually be pretty interesting. Like the way Kenpachi killed those 3 Quincy's in like 5 seconds. Remember the very first time he beat? That was freaking amazing. Like, that happened off screen. Could you imagine if Kenpachi actually went through those fights and it was just like no? But what's another one like?
When you mentioned Kenpachi, the one that came to mind was during the Fullbringer arc when he just chops one guy down right at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. That's actually the one I was thinking for. That was awesome because not only did it show you that there was an obvious strength difference, but like when he got cut in half, I was just like, oh, there's no way that's it. And when it actually did show in the end, no, that was it. I was like, holy shit, that was awesome. Like even cutting a fight short can be a good thing if it's done correctly.
It's all in delivery.
I'm not saying that it should have been with this fight, but it should have been with some of the other fights at least. You know, like some fights I think went on too long. I just feel like if Kubo wants to extend a fight and do it in the way that he normally does, where he tricks people into cliffhangers, I feel like he should legitimately be tricking us rather than having us be like, well, no, this it's not ending because it's only been like 2 chapters. There's no way it's gonna end that fast. You know, I feel like if Kubo should, since now we've grown accustomed to his style, I feel like he should change it up a bit. You know,
like just for the sake of like being different or surprising to people who know his pattern.
Variability is a good thing.
We're about to say variability.
In small doses.
Yeah.
What did I say?
It sounded like you're about to say variability.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. I was like.
Yeah. Anyway, you go on.
I was about to say variety, but variety is another word too. But yeah, not obviously not too much because you don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it, but do it so that you can keep the story interesting for the people who've been reading it for so long. Because you should be assuming that people who are reading it right now are people who have read it for a long time. So you want to make it so that it's an enjoyable read, as well as keep the plot or keep the narrative very, very point and straightforward, and and that's and of course, let's see. What's this last part of this is also interesting? Where it has Nebu in the last panel just staring off into space because for some weird reason everyone, the spectators always show no emotion. I mean,
no. You can't use Nebu as an example here.
What I'm saying is like It's kind of like how Rukia always talks about Byakuya. Whenever someone, like the lieutenant of a captain, and the captain fights, and the lieutenant sitting on the sidelines, they always show a very emotionless face to show that to kind of be like to bring a serious tone to show like, oh, the captain is going through so much emotional or physical turmoil, or the captain is about to do something that no one's expected. I feel like what's happening here is that the lieutenants are being used to supplement the captains, but other than that, nothing else. And that's what's annoying me. The lieutenants don't get to do anything on their own because they're lieutenants. They're not strong enough. Yeah. But they're still there to supplement the captains, which I feel is kind of like, well, in which case I'd rather not have them there, because it just kind of, I feel like we're switching back and forth, and I'm not a big fan of that right now. And then he says like, Nemu's quiet gaze belies her true feelings and determination.
Yeah.
Don't miss the next chapter.
Determination honestly, to watch more.
Sorry?
Determination to watch more.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what it means. Like, is she afraid for his death or something? Does she feel like Mayuri's gonna die, but she can't say anything because he would be pissed off if he said anything. Yeah. She said anything, or and I like how he says, "Don't miss the next chapter." Who bets if someone misses the next chapter, they still be able to know what's going on?
Yeah. Oh, is the comments now?
No, that's the bottom section that says wait. That tells you wait till next chapter. Don't miss next chapter. We have it next week or something like that.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Next time on Bleach.
More of the same.
Yeah.
And that about sums up, I think, our review for the day. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up before we wrap up? I just found it funny that now that I think about it, the narrator is also Aizen. Really? Remember the Calibert, yeah, the guy who does Dragon Ball Z narration for the Buu Saga, because they switched. That's Calibert, and he does Aizen. Okay, so, well, that ruins my joke about how Aizen really did love to listen to himself talk, but all right. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, that's been a review of Bleach Chapter 639, Baby Hold Your Hand 2, or is it Hold My Hand? Whatever. Go ahead and take us away.